mind, body, and soul. The inflammation is the goal. Try to learn something new without being distracted.
Season
75%.
3 recap.
Hi, guys.
And I think that we've increased in our percentage. Are we not 100% right now?
100%.
No.
Or the
Yeah,
others were
what
all
does that
supposed to be here
mean?
too? Oh, let's do the math. How many people were actually supposed to be here?
So Kara, Ashley, and Virginia all couldn't make it. So.
3 more people. So 7. So we got 4
Yeah.
out of 7. I can't even do that.
That's great.
No.
I love math.
What's new, everybody? It's been so long. I actually don't remember what book I read.
I know. I was like, well, how are we going to do this
Hunger
recap? But there's only 5 of
It's
them,
so
so
long
it
ago.
shouldn't be too hard to recall. Let's
Okay,
think about
can
it.
somebody list the books?
Okay,
Challenge.
so the
TV
book,
read.
Not Sarah. You would know Sarah. This is a
The
challenge.
Handmaid's Tale.
Thank you. Go.
And
Absolutely
The Hunger
true.
Games.
Hunger
Ooh,
Games.
Absolutely true. Diary of a Part-Time Indian. The Giver.
Kara's one was The Giver, or did you just say that?
The
She said
Giver.
the giver.
And When Dad.
Killed mom. Is that true? Or is that a
that
sneaky
true?
second?
No, that's
Well,
right.
like, yeah, we're banned books,
that right?
So that book was
Banned
banned.
That's right.
books.
Yeah.
Did I get them all?
that's right.
You did. Well done.
You did, yeah.
That Dad
All
Killed
banned
Mom
books.
feels so long ago. Like, I was really like, you probably pulled that from season 2.
Right?
No,
Wow,
that
feels
feels
so
too
long
long
ago.
What was the first one? Was it Handmaid's Tale? Handmaid's?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Handmaid's Tale?
Yes. It's a different kind of story altogether. It's about milling stuff. It's not as controversial.
It was only banned in 3 countries.
Yeah. Heavy in the flour stock market. Yeah. That's great.
Don't tell them this is their life. They have to keep milling this week.
Yeah, don't let them find out. Actually, it's very Hunger Gamesy. Like there's some district that's in charge of all the I don't know.
Grain.
Apparently, there's another
Right.
Hunger Games coming out. Have you guys seen this preview?
Yes.
this
and
is in our
that
next
book-
season. Are you doing this on purpose, Leah?
Oh my gosh,
Season
I didn't
4,
know
we're
someone
reading
picked
it.
it. Who picked it?
Ashley, she's coming back next season.
Did
and
she
she's
change
picked
her
it.
original book choice?
No,
No.
she loves.
Oh, okay.
She loves Hunger Games. She's crazy bananas about Hunger Games.
But this
And
is
you've already read
exciting.
it, right, Mare?
I did.
Oh,
I
you
read
read
it
it.
in English and French.
Of course,
Impressive.
I don't know.
Nailed
Très bien.
Well,
Yeah. Magnifique.
How you say?
right.
That's what I thought you said when you said
How do you say
magnifique.
geek?
Manny geek.
Oh my god, that is such a deep cut. Oh my god,
So
good one.
mean. No,
So
I'm
mean.
joking. I'm a geek. No, before I went to go visit Sarah this year, I wanted to brush up on my French, so I read a bunch of books that I had already read in English in French because I thought
it
that
work?
was nice. Yeah, it definitely helped because it's like I'm enjoying myself. I kind of know what the story's about, and it made it so I had to reach for the dictionary a little bit less. So because I had an
Cool.
idea of
Totally.
what it was all about.
It's a good strategy instead of just like adding some like, pointless studying.
Mhm.
Like just trying to relearn reading a
Yeah.
story. Like that's a great way to do it.
This was a Lindsay tip. Lindsay
Hey.
gave me that tip, so she
Hot
was like,
tip.
"Oh,
Hot-
to read
hot take.
a book." Yeah, hot tip.
Wow.
Because she read Harry Potter, and so I read the first. I've got 2.5 Harry Potters in French too, so pretty long. but
Wow, you have to really know French. You know what you're doing there.
It was
it
immersed.
definitely helps. It was immersed from a young age.
Yeah. May I ask, have you announced all of the next season's books yet?
no,
Or am I ahead
but-
of myself because this is a recap, not a
Can we? We should on this.
path
I think.
sure.
forward?
Yeah.
Sure, no, we can. I have them on the website now, and the
Great.
books that we are doing is the first book will be.
Wait, what's the theme? Why are we doing these?
Oh, right. Okay, so the theme
It's my
is
favorite theme.
books.
Me too.
Books that've been.
It's like going to be the theme for the rest of the seasons. It's
Yeah,
just-
it's like I love it the most.
So the theme is books that have been turned into movies,
Yay.
or shows.
Well, now I need to go to the website and see if is the artwork launched because this is my favorite part.
Not yet.
Ooh,
It's
Oh, okay.
being worked on right
Oh my
now.
goodness, it's
so maybe by the
good.
time this episode airs, it will be up.
Great. Well,
That's true.
everybody,
Yep.
www.bookinterrupted.com. It is the funnest website I've ever seen.
Wow.
I love it. Not just because I'm on it, but I do love it.
But that's part of
It's
it.
so fun seeing
The best part is my
superimposed
face.
in these hilarious covers. It's so funny.
We had a literary agent contact us because they were looking at different websites of people who review books. And she said she's been to 200 various different blogs and websites on people who review books or talk about books. And ours is by far the best she's ever seen. I was
Isn't
like,
it
all
good?
right.
She's
Yes!
Shout out to
I know.
Jessica Odie. If anyone wants
Yeah.
a website done out there, I will look up her email.
But she'll turn them down.
She'll turn it
So
down
busy.
because she's booked to fill.
She's so cool.
I'll give you the
She
email so
literally
you
has been
can't
pushing
have
my
her.
website relaunch back. Well, that's not on her. Both of us have been kind of lazy about it, but because me financially and her because she's like, well, don't worry, we can just push it back. It's been 2 years.
Like it says created by Jessica Odie on the bottom of her
Oh, good.
website. But I offered to like promote her like on our sponsor page or whatever or more, right? Or
She was
maybe
like,
just
no,
give
thank
her-
you.
She
Please
was
don't.
like, that is
Please
so
don't.
sweet and I love working on you guys' stuff, but I cannot take a single one more client. I'm so booked.
That's so
And I
great.
was like, oh, okay, great. Well, because she's so awesome. Yeah.
She is so talented.
Anytime I send her our stuff, she's like, I'm so excited to work on your guys'
Oh,
stuff.
Because I
That's
think
so
it's really
fun.
fun. Like, I don't
Yeah,
know.
fun.
I was just talking to her this morning and like text talking, and I was like, I just want my new site to be like Book Interrupted site. It just like
Just make it look the
whatever
same.
you do there, do that for me.
Just
So
copy
you
it,
might
change
see.
the colors.
Imagine I just did the exact same site. I just changed the colorway. I love that.
Leah interrupted.
Leah Interrupted. It has nothing to do with tattoos at all.
It's just pictures of you photoshopped into different like
Photoshopped
stuff.
into stuff. I love it.
You know what you should do? You should Photoshop yourself into different like people with tattoos.
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
and just with your face.
It's super
But all of
sellable,
them,
guys.
girls,
This is
everyone.
super sellable.
I think so. I like your face.
That's funny. Okay,
Oh my
so
goodness.
hit me
Okay,
with
the books.
hit me with the books, y'all.
The first book is your book pick, Eat, Pray, Love
Mhm.
by Elizabeth
Hey, I have it right here.
Gilbert.
Gilbert.
Yes.
Gilbert, right, Gilbert.
Perfect.
And then the second book is
The
Ashley's book,
Ballad
which is
of Songbirds
of
and Snakes.
Songbirds. Yeah,
Nice.
yeah. Hunger Games. And then the next book is...
Who's that by? Stephanie Meyer? No, she's the Twilight lady.
No, Twilight!
Who wrote Hunger? I'm surprised that Twilight didn't make it in here, considering you call yourself a
I
fan, Sarah.
almost did. But I was like, because I just wanted to see Mare read the vampire love story, but then I was like,
Just for me.
Susan Collins.
I
Thank
might
you.
have to.
Yeah.
I might have to read
Or
it just because you
Suzanne
want me to
Collins, rather.
read it.
You should. You'll. I think you'll be you'll surprisingly enjoy it. Like it's
I'm
just
not-
fluff, but
I'm
It's
not
good fun.
against reading it. I am reading one of the books I wanted to pick for next season, and you're welcome, everyone. I did not pick it. I'm reading it, and I'm loving it. Okay, so that doesn't seem to go together, but it's called Dirt, the Static Skin of the Earth, and it's about dirt. But the person who writes it, it's like so poetic, and he's talking about dirt, and it's beautiful. And I was like, but they
This
made
is
it in a documentary. and I was like,
Classic Mare choice.
nobody wants to read this but me. But it's like a short. Oh,
Thank
it's
you.
so good. But I was like,
Josh
you
would
know
like
what?
that book.
I'm gonna pick this other book. Sarah will get to it when I let her finish the books for next season. But I'm reading it now, so I will read the vampire book. But I have to read those other
Mare,
books. I
there's
decided.
also a book called Salt that you might like. That's
Oh.
similar to your dirt description here.
Problem solved.
also, another reason we didn't have to pick Twilight is because we talked about it quite a bit during episode 1 of The Handmaid's Tale.
because they're so similar.
Did you?
They're so alike.
We
She
talked
keeps
about
on
it
reading
so
about.
much.
She loves the sexy vampires and the sexy werewolves.
Anyway, I didn't pick Twilight.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so-
we're talking about the books we did pick.
Let's
and
talk about the
Twilight
ones we
is
did.
Okay,
not
yeah.
on this
So
list.
we have. Is that
Or
all of
dirt.
them?
We've got 2 books so far.
We've talked about 2 out of like 9.
Two.
Eat, Pray, Love.
Ballad of
Um,
Songbirds and Snakes.
which is
Yeah.
a Hunger Games prequel.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. Then Kim's The Murderer of
The Killers of the Flower Moon.
Ooh.
Thank you.
I was like, I better take
Oh,
this
is
over
this
right
the
now.
one that's just out
Yes,
now
that
with
just
Leo?
came out. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so excited.
Yeah.
I'm not going to watch it now.
That's right. That's why I did that. That's how I
Oh,
roll.
we were going to watch it, honestly, 2 nights on Friday night, and we did it. So this
I'm
is
so
great
glad.
news.
Yeah.
Now my husband can't watch it for whatever months either.
Until
For a
I'm done
year.
reading it.
Yeah.
Forever. Okay. And then the next one, A Long Way Home. That
This
was
is in
mine.
order?
Yep. And A Long Way
Oh.
Home, the movie's called Lion.
Oh, right.
How strange. Okay.
And it's about a little boy it's a memoir, and it's about a little boy who is 5 and gets lost on a train in India.
Oh my God, I've seen this movie. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh boy. Okay.
It's gonna be a good
Good
one.
one.
Yeah.
The next
it's
one is The Immortal Life of
Henrietta Lacks.
Thank you, Henrietta Lacks. And that's Meredith's book pick. It's also an Oprah book.
There's 2 movies with that book. There's a documentary
Lion.
one.
Oh my
And there's that Oprah
goodness. I think I read this book. Is Henrietta? It's her DNA.
It's
Yeah.
her cells.
This is a fantastic book, guys.
Yeah,
Oh,
her
wait, what's
cells
this
never
God,
die.
Yes, this is.
They just
I
keep
didn't
dividing.
realize they made a movie, but
Her cells revolutionized medicine.
It's and
Like-
then the author does a great job and finds the family lineage and meets. Oh man, great!
It's a good
choice.
one.
Oh, it's just
It's a good-
really touching, really eye-opening one. Wow, yeah, that's so cool that there's a movie about this. And a documentary. I'm gonna
2.
check those out.
yeah.
And you can jump on that episode if you want now that you've
Oh,
already
I'd love
read
to.
it.
Yeah, I'll have to pull that book out and peruse.
Oh, that's another thing. For next season, we're only doing one book, one episode. Because
One episode per book.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay, gotcha. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner
Mhm.
all on at
One
once.
plate.
I like it. Okay.
Yeah. All
I
right.
like it. One plate.
Okay.
One plate.
Never
really
really
big
big
one.
one.
Stacked high. What would be on that plate if it's breakfast, lunch, and dinner? It's like cereal,
Eggs, a sandwich,
sandwich, and
mashed potatoes.
mashed potato.
Of course, mashed potatoes.
I like it.
The cereal, but the milk is mashed potato.
Yeah, I like it a lot. There's probably a way to make that delicious. No joke.
Okay, so we're still taking a long time. What's next?
Okay.
This is,
Here-
we're doing this season 4 intro is what we're doing, not a season 3
I know.
recap at all.
Oh dear.
Okay. I'm almost done. Kara's book is The BFG, The Big Friendly Giant by
Great.
Rodal.
Love that.
Virginia is joining us again, and her book is Lessons in Chemistry.
I don't know this.
I like that. It's a good one.
It's really good, and I think it's on Apple TV. I think that's where that one
Okay.
is.
Shoot,
I
don't
think.
have that. Apple, sponsor us and give
I
me
know, I'm
Apple
gonna have to get
TV.
it too.
for free.
I'm gonna have to
Would
get that
ya?
too. And Lindsay is joining us again, and her
you're
book
kidding.
pick, is The Hating Game, and that's like
What's that?
a sexy romance book.
Okay.
I literally think she picked it because she wants to see me read sex scenes uncomfortably. Because I showed her how
Yes.
uncomfortable I am reading sex scenes.
Wonderful.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, so that's it. That's the
Great.
one for next
Exciting.
year.
It is.
That's
It's a lot.
Exciting.
Now, should we talk about season 3?
Yeah.
If
so,
we can remember.
It's been a long year. I don't know.
It feels like forever.
So was
Doesn't it feel
Handmaid's
like-
Tale first for season 3?
Indeed.
Yeah,
Okay.
first. So obviously that's not Kim's favorite. What was your favorite book this season? We know you did not like that book.
I don't remember the books already.
I immediately blacked out.
The Giver, The Hunger Games, The Handmaid's Tale, When Dad Killed Mom, The Absolutely True Diary of a Part-Time Indian.
I guess it'll be a tie between Hunger Games and Absolutely True Diary. Because I didn't like The Giver. I didn't like The Handmaid's Tale. And then, When Dad Killed Mom, I didn't really like that either.
Yeah.
So,
What
What
about
you're
you,
saying is you read a lot of books you didn't like this
yeah,
year.
that's what I did this year.
So you had a shitty year.
Season 3, a disappointing
That's
time.
why it was so long. When will I
Yeah.
ever finish this
It's not that
book?
she forgot. She blocked it out.
And for two I don't remember if I did When Dad Killed Mom with Fred, but like for multiple books, I forced him to read them with me.
Oh boy, you're
loves
taking the whole
company.
team down.
Yeah.
Although at least 2 of those were pretty short,
Yes.
right?
That's
Like,
what they had going for them.
The Handmaid's Tale isn't that short, and it feels long because I think it's supposed to feel long because her life is the same every day. You know, what I
And
mean?
you're
Like,
waiting for it to start.
So is she? Yeah, totally. And you're like, oh, and we don't
It's
know what
done.
happened to her.
Okay, so Hunger Games and True Diary. What about you guys? What was your favorite books?
Yeah, I don't know. I like all the books were fun.
They're all the same for you, Mare? So you're just like, it's okay.
No. I liked rereading the Handmaid Tale. I hadn't read that since I was like in high school, and I think that I probably had a different appreciation for it now than I did then. And the Hunger Games I'd never read, so it was enjoyable because I was like, oh, this is very enjoyable, and I liked doing that. And then I read all of the books for the Hunger Games, and then it all kind of came together. And then when we talked about it, I couldn't decide. I couldn't like decipher which one
Remember.
came from which story. So sorry. Sorry, everyone. I was like, I don't know. I'm going to talk about all the books now. And The Absolutely True Diary of a Part-Time Indian was really good. I read that quickly. I wasn't a huge fan of When Dad Killed Mom, but it was okay.
How about The Giver?
I enjoyed The Giver. I think it was really. I read it in one sitting. I read it really fast, and then I read 2 of the other 4. I missed one in the I like to read. I like to read the whole series, I guess, when we read a book. So that's the problem.
Well, if I like it, I'll keep going for sure. Like I get that. You know, if you liked it and then there's more to consume, of course.
Yeah.
So I did read Sun, the last book of The Giver. Because remember, Mary, you said the last book gives you the ending of The Giver. I did it. I read only the last one, and now it makes me want to read the other 2.
The other 2, because there's characters in it from the other 2.
Yes, and it was actually satisfying. I felt satisfied.
Sun
after
like
I read
sunshine or sun like child of a person?
Child, S-O-N. Yeah. So now I want to go back and read the other 2, but I wouldn't. I didn't have any interest in reading the other 2 until I read the last one, and I was like, okay, I'm good. I could go back. No longer angry at Lois Lowrey, which I was. Really
Yeah,
mad at her.
there's one I didn't read, and I was like, after so I read like the first one, then the third one, and then the last one, and I didn't read the second one. I was like, well, now once I read the last one, I was like, now I want to read the second one to see what that character's all about and what their story was like.
You guys are crazy.
Yeah.
I would never ever be like, I read the first, then the fourth, then the fourth, then the third.
that sounds.
I would be
like
like, if I can't do
madness.
this in order, it's over.
But
If
they're
I can't do
not.
it in order, I'm not doing it.
It's not
Totally.
a sequential. It's not a
Still
sequential
doesn't
thing
matter to me.
because the first 3.
mayhem.
It's the second book, Mare. It's the second book.
The
Yeah.
first 3 are like separate stories in a way, and then the last one
Ties it up.
brings it like has all those people
Yes,
from each
ties them
one
all
in
in.
it. So like the
Okay,
first 3 aren't really
maybe.
related to each other is the thing.
Maybe.
So
Did you guys ever
I
watch the movie?
Oh,
Yes.
no.
No.
Won't.
No, I didn't.
Don't.
I didn't
Don't
like
start.
the movie was not.
Not
It's
good.
not the same story. Based, you know, it kind of is.
Hey,
but like, it's
did it do
worse.
that thing where it's like, here's a love story, here's a happy ending, you know?
They put in,
That's
they
a
made
parasite.
a love interest thing in the movie,
little one, yeah.
and the kid wasn't 12. He was like full teenager,
Yeah.
like wanting a girlfriend type thing. It was too much about that than what the book was actually about.
And it had
What
some
was
pretty
what was the
heavy hitter
giver then?
actors in
Was he giving it to her? Is that what it was about?
Yeah.
Was
It
it
was a
porny?
different kind of movie altogether.
The kind that would make Sarah very uncomfortable. It wasn't
Yeah.
like that, but it was too much
Never.
about that.
Oh, gross.
Gross. Just so you know, this isn't, well, kind of is.
Yeah,
This
like
isn't
there's a
specifically-
lot of interpretations there.
No, you at the last
that out.
recording, we talked about the history of the middle finger, and Meredith assumes that this represents your penis, which is why it's this finger, because you would never choose a smaller finger to represent your penis. So like, fuck you.
Oh, I could see
And then I
that
said,
makes
well,
sense.
if that's true, wouldn't you just not have any fingers and pretend like this is your big fat dick? So I wasn't
Yeah.
fisting. I just wanted to clarify.
Yeah, I
was,
took it
This
as
is your big-
fisting.
I was fat fingering.
That was fat.
Because people go like this to people when they're saying you have a small
It's not
penis,
better.
right?
It's getting so much worse.
Oh, you're so dirty. You guys are so
This is
disgusting,
not what The
Sarah.
Giver is about, listeners.
No.
This is not what they mean by The Giver.
It's a children's book. A children's book.
Yeah, it's for
Tell that
tweens,
to
I would say,
Hollywood.
right?
It's for tweens or
Yeah.
early
Well, it's
teens.
for, yeah.
I mean, the main
Yeah.
character is 12, so maybe it's for
Yeah.
a 12-year-old.
12 and up.
Okay. Anyone else?
So my favorite book would be The Absolutely True Diary of a Part-Time Indian, for sure. I liked it the most. Yeah, when Dad Killed Mom was just kind of a bleep for me. Not so. It was okay. And I liked the Handmaid's Tale, although I completely forgot there's no ending. And I just made up one of my own. So while I was reading it, I was like, what? There's no ending? I thought I made this whole thing up in my head. And then
I love that because you totally do that. You're like, I need an
And I did-
ending. I need a happy ending, and I'm going to make
need
it
a
up,
happy ending.
and then be satisfied.
and I always loved The Hunger Games. Like it's such a good series. It's an amazing series. I'm looking forward to reading the Ballad of Snakes and Songbirds and Snakes. I'm looking forward to reading that.
So your turn, Leah.
Full disclosure, I did not read along with you. I, of course, read The Hunger Games, which was fantastic and sent me into wanting to rewatch them all, which was fantastic. And I didn't read any of the other books along with you. Last year, well, we're still in last season, rather. It's a bit of a blur, if I'm honest. I don't know if my brain's not all together remembering
Altogether?
that well, but I feel like I spent last season between naps and tears. So my memory processing might not be at the worst. Not that anything's wrong, just a really challenging time in my life. So it's been I've barely read anything. Honestly, if I could stay awake, I feel like my body's been in a little bit of a hibernation mode.
That's all
So,
right.
however, I'm feeling really great and excited about reading more. I bought just recently. I bought 3 books and been visiting all the. There's lots of these. Do you guys have these where you are? What do you call them? Book
Little
nooks?
lending
People have on their
libraries?
lawns.
Oh, I
Little
love
lending
them.
libraries?
Yes, those are my favorite
Yeah,
things.
lending libraries on their lawns, and they're usually in a little house shape. They're adorable. And I've told myself I'm not going to go to them anymore. And then actually when Sarah was visiting me, I took her around because there's so many by my house. And then it started a bad thing where I was like, now I'm just hoarding books.
It's borrowing, not storing.
Borrowing.
You don't
I mean,
take and store.
but at the rate I read, I'm the world's slowest
So I
reader.
mean,
It's
so,
like,
you're
is it
hoarding all the
borrowing?
books, and then
Yeah.
all the libraries are empty because you just
Yeah,
got
exactly.
They're all at Leah's house.
I have a great
Kind of.
stack going, and but I need to focus on Eat, Pray, Love because that's on a set next to a clock. So
Yeah. I was
So,
making fun
Leah?
about your hoarding a little bit, but I also do the same thing at the library. We have so many books, but it's just hard to not take out more books.
All the books you want.
All the books you want. Anyway.
yeah, I'll
Sorry,
bring
Sarah.
them back. Yes.
So Leah, remember how we went around and one of the ones we went to, I took a book that I thought I was going to use this season because it was a book about, there's a movie about it. So the movie is about a girl that is taking a pregnancy test and either she gets pregnant or she
Yes.
doesn't get pregnant.
Sliding
And
doors?
there's
It's not sliding doors,
It's-
but it's sliding doors.
With pregnancy.
It's like that. It came out this year.
yeah, what was it called again?
I'll figure it out.
Anyway, that
Let's make up a title. Plus or minus Destiny's Destiny.
it's like crossing the road
The
or
name.
Yeah. What is it?
I
I
catch
saw
it.
it.
See, here
I
your
was I
options.
saw it on
I don't know.
Netflix.
On the spot. That was pretty good for on the spot.
Destiny.
Yeah, Leah, you look it up because I thought I was going to do it. And then when I got that book home, Leah, that book has the same title as that movie, but that book is about AI taking over self-driving cars. It's totally different.
How
It's
long
like,
did you have
yeah.
to read it till you realized this isn't about a pregnancy test? How many chapters in did you get until you were like,
That's
I don't
weird.
think that this is gonna
Look
ever
both
get there?
ways.
Yeah, look both ways.
Yeah.
That's what it is. Look both ways.
That's a
And
good
it makes
title.
sense.
That is what she's
That's-
speaking about, and that's what we thought it was. We don't know
Yeah.
if that's a good book or a bad book or a good movie or a bad movie.
Or a movie about pregnancy or a movie about AI driving
Aliens.
cars. We do know it's about both of those last ones.
Oh.
We
No,
cannot
I,
vouch for it nor confirm its contents. In fact, what have we done? Yeah, what have we done? Yeah, look both ways. What have we done?
Both ways.
so I was going to do that book. Then I had to go through and try to figure out what book I was going to do. So
Oh well,
Oh well.
there you go. But all the books next season sound really up my alley. Anything that has a reward system, like the reward being getting to watch the movie after, is
Yeah.
like works for me 100% of the time.
Let's make
Because
predictions
when I watch
about...
a movie, I also get the popcorns and the treats, and I usually let myself have pop, which I try not to have pop because I drink the whole case.
Like,
a good strategy
Yeah.
then.
Well,
even though last season was about all the banned books,
mhm.
like a lot of the books we read were turned into movies or whatever. Not all
Yeah.
of them, but like it just
Yeah.
seems like a lot. I guess that's where we like
That's where like the
got
idea
here.
came
This
from.
is where it came from.
But it's interesting too, because do you think that was because the books were banned, that they were like, let's make a movie. They can't ban the movies. Do you know what I mean? Like, do you think that had any relationship with each other? Because if they were banned books, I would say legitimately, they shouldn't be turned into movies. There should be an argument for why it shouldn't become on another format or whatever you call it.
I mean,
Maybe
yeah,
it's a
those
nice
movies must have
marketing
been banned in
thing.
their countries.
Like if it's banned, it probably has some interesting content for somebody.
I think
right?
that
it
Go
has
ahead.
publicity built in because it's been banned. It has publicity because you know how they talk about all publicity is good publicity? It has publicity already built in because it was banned. So automatically it's more marketable. I think.
You're saying
No.
we need to get banned, book interrupted
No!
somewhere,
Yeah.
so that
I'm sure we
what
are
you're
banned
saying
somewhere. We
is
were just talking
Everybody
about
on the
Biscuit.
count of 3, tits out. That might
That's not gonna get us banned.
That'll get us-
That's
a
gonna
different
get us
kind of
majorly
popularity.
popular.
publicity. That's also publicity. I mean, is any bad publicity bad? I don't know. Okay.
I think that those books were turned into movies before the books were even banned. I'm going to wager 50% of the
Oh.
time. Because
Oh,
half of the
maybe.
time it's like people catch up, right? And they're like, wait a minute, we're against talking about this now. Whereas before we weren't really against that. Or the people who do the banning are not usually readers, I would wager. So they finally read the book and then they're like, wait a minute. Well, they don't even read it when they ban
This
it
is not
anyway.
about
So they
that.
just hear about it, you know?
Yeah.
So I think that I'd be interested to know how many of those books were banned before or after their movie was made.
Interesting.
That's interesting. And I wonder if maybe the people banning it, banned it
After they watched the movie.
They watched the movie and they're like,
Because they
oh, we
don't
should
read
ban
it.
that book.
Yeah.
Right, maybe.
We
Interesting.
should ban it. This movie is terrible.
Yeah,
Terrible movie.
I would be on board for that banning because then I wouldn't have to read these stupid books.
Aw. That's
Aw.
a kind of a bad plug for season 4. These
No,
books are all
these
stupid.
books are probably going to be good. Season
think
3,
so. I'm
don't listen
Yeah,
to
excited.
so like if a book is great and the movie's okay, I'm immediately like, they blew it, you know?
Yeah.
Me too.
Whereas if I just watched the movie, I'd probably be like, it was an okay movie. But
Yeah.
if you read the book first, it like really taints the
Story. That's
the
why
movie-
I've
yeah,
been
the
trying
movie
to read the
version.
book first whenever I know a book exists for
It's
a movie.
Yeah. You know what book didn't and I almost picked it. It was my second choice, and is The Help. They did one of the only movies I've seen where they did a great job, in my opinion, doing book to movie. The casting and then just like the tone, it was freaking spot on.
The Help was a really good
I-
book.
So good.
I think that maybe even the movie was a little bit better.
I
No.
know it's a great movie.
Really?
Really?
Because
Have
I
you seen it?
quietly disagree that the movie's even good. No, it falls in the same category. It's not as good as the book.
Interesting.
I just think they added a little bit extra in the movie that like anyway. I thought it was I think so too, spot on. It was like I read the book, watched the movie, didn't think, oh, they ruined it. I actually thought like the movie is really
Loved it,
great. Yeah. But I didn't like the book as much. I think they're fairly
It's the same, yeah.
Mhm.
Most movies are fine. Like,
yeah,
you
I
know
think
what
it's
I mean?
fine.
Most
2
movies
hours
are
of
fine
escapism.
unless you've read the book, and then most movies are
Mhm.
pathetic failures.
But also, I think like the movies, it depends on like the funding too, because sometimes they just make a
True.
book into a movie, and sometimes it's like a big deal movie, and sometimes it's just like whatever, like they just threw it together and maybe.
And it works both ways too. Like sometimes a book is so popular that the movie gets a giant budget, and then that kind of takes it over and like loses, you know what I mean? Like you didn't need a lot of money to capture what was great about the book.
The content you put into a book is different than details than in a movie.
Yeah, the translation's difficult, especially if you're like inside a character's head, you know?
Right.
Yeah.
Like I
Yeah,
watched
exactly.
The Goldfinch, and I really liked that book. But it was very long and very detailed. And then I watched the movie, and it's like half the story wasn't even there.
Yeah,
And I was
that's
like,
disappointing.
all of a sudden it's over. Yep.
So what have we learned in this season 3 recap?
That we're looking forward to the next season.
I think that's
Yeah,
very
pretty much.
true.
It's been a long
Yeah.
year. I feel like a lot of stuff. I don't even know what happened this year. I don't know.
Yeah, it's been a blur.
Well, and it's probably
right.
feels like long and far away too, because it was way less books and we met less frequency because we're like book interrupted light, right? So
Yeah.
it is harder to remember when you're not, you know, every month doing the same thing. So
We're going from light to like a reading
Super heavy.
marathon.
we are
It's
we're doubling down.
Read a
I
book every
think
month.
we'll eventually rest in the middle where we find that sweet spot.
Oh.
But next season's we're probably gonna be like, that was crazy.
I'm
We
just
should never do
so
that again.
It sounds bad because
I
like
know.
how
We were
could
just so
I
excited
expect
about the book to movie.
the book to movie.
Yeah.
It's exciting.
everybody.
It's
Yeah,
exciting.
everybody wanted the book movie. Yeah, everyone was into it.
Yeah, I'm just excited that like I've read some of the books already, so if
Yeah.
I'm falling behind, I'll just read the ones I haven't read. And maybe
All
it's
right, that's
unfair to
it.
expect the listeners to read all the books when I'm like, oh, thank goodness I've read some of them already.
No, that's part of being in this book club. You don't even have to read the book. You can come with a completely uninformed opinion and your voice matters still.
Yes.
Even if it's wrong.
Yeah, totally.
So wrong.
Even if
Totally.
even if you
Even if
just
all you
watched
want
the
to
movie.
talk about is Twilight.
Hot dog.
Even if all you want to talk about is Twilight, and
That's a different-
that's not even
it's a
a book on
different
our
book
list, you're
that we're
still
not reading.
welcome.
We're directly speaking to you, Sarah.
I know, and we've never even done it. We've never done it.
It
Just
would be
do it
funny
off
if
the
we could do
shelf,
like
done
a chart of like how much we talk about each book and then Twilight comparatively, and it's like
It's just
the
like
most.
the most.
I'm
What was the book
excited.
that changed
I already
how you
know.
Well,
experience
it's really
books?
good to see you guys. I haven't seen you in so long, but I guess I'm up next for my book choice, so I'll see you soon.
Yeah, you will.
Yeah.
Nice to see you.
Next season.
Season 4
Yeah,
is
congratulations
exciting.
on another season.
And I can't wait
Yeah.
for to see the pictures on the website.
Oh yeah.
Me too.
They'll be out, so go check that website right now.
Yeah, they'll be out for sure by the time this airs. So check it out. www.bookinterrupted.com. All right, ladies.
Cool.
Right. Cool.
Bye-bye.
Later, Gator.
If you've enjoyed these video highlights, listen to the full episode on our YouTube channel or wherever you get your podcasts. Remember to like and subscribe and ring that bell to be notified when new episodes are published. Find out more by going to www.bookinterrupted.com.
Never forget, every child matters.